Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back with another video. I'm sure you'll have by now heard of the October 7th massacre in Israel and how everyone is blaming Israel. It's Israel's, they're being heavy handed, they're basically Israel's getting all the flack whenever whenever Hamas comes in, breaks down their fences, kills 1,400 of our people. Yeah, it's still Israel's fault. I don't think so. It can't be Israel's fault. Israel is only defending herself. She has the right to exist. The Balfour Declaration, the San Remo Conference, the League of Nations, just to name a few of the sites that are the declarations that give the legitimacy of Israel's founding. But the Palestinians have been sold a lie that Israel has stolen their land. But whenever Mark Twain toured the Holy Land, he said that it was empty with nobody there. Even the solitary rocks looked barren. He said that there was hardly a tree anywhere to be seen. He said that it was as empty can be. So the lie that Israel has stole Palestinians' land is for the birds. So it is. It's an anathema. So on the other side of Israel, on the Palestinian side, the Palestinians in 2008 um, or 16, sorry, 2016, uh, elected Hamas to be their leaders. But there is a man called Mossab Hassan Youssef, and he was born the son of the co-founder of the Hamas group. And lately he went to the United Nations and gave a speech. And I'll read some of it out to you now, and it'll be amazing. Uh, so the son of the co-founder of Hamas blasted the terror organization in a blistering half-hour speech at the United Nations on Monday. Mossab Hassan Youssef, the son of Hamas co-founder Sheikh Hassan Youssef, defected from the terrorist group in the late 90s and secretly worked with Israel's security services to expose and prevent several Hamas terrorist attacks. He later gave his life to the Lord and wrote a 2010 autobiography titled The Son of Hamas. Youssef, 45, now endeavors to expose the true face of Hamas's genocidal death cult. I see lots of division and confusions, lots of hatred, lots of misinformation, and everybody speaks on behalf of the children and on behalf of the innocent, but I'm not sure about their real intention. But the day I can speak on the authority of a Palestinian child, someone who grew up in that culture, he said, Hamas' first crime against children in the Palestinian societies is not arming them or encouraging them to carry suicide bombing attacks. in the religious ideological indoctrination that I had to go through with one intention in mind: to annihilate the state of Israel. This is Hamas' primary goal, Yusuf said. In this truth, there is no confusion. I speak as a first hand witness on Hamas and their intentions. My father is one of the founders of the Hamas movement. I was there when Hamas was born. I was before Hamas was born. And as I said before, I will be there after Hamas is dead, he said as the UN delegates applauded. I am not a part of propaganda. I don't wait for nobody. I only represent myself, and on this authority I speak, so I don't be mistaken and take my words very carefully. Hamas is committing a crime against this generation and the next generation to come. So blaming Israel is not going to solve the problem, Yusuf explained. Imagine a 10-year-old child. When I disobeyed Hamas, I was tied up to a post and I was whipped by Hamas top leader, and I don't want to mention his name because he's not worthy. With an electric cable every lash, I lost my breath until I lost my consciousness. My father was in prison at the time, and the leader thought he was my mentor. This is Hamas discipline. This is how they wanted me to be, to become a violent savage like them, he continued. And the very basic intelligence of a child, when I felt it was not natural, it wasn't, but I had still to go to the mosque to please my mother and please my father and obey this type of monsters. I hate to talk about my personal struggles, and I hate to be in the position to be at defense. He pointed to Israel's re- permanent representative to the representative to the United Nations, Gilad Ardan, also don't like to be at defense because this is what Hamas did to Israel on October 7th, Yusuf noted. But this doesn't mean that we are not going to end the war, he said. During an interview last month with Piers Morgan on the Uncensored talk show, Yusuf said Hamas' slaughter of Israelis opened the gates of hell on the Palestinian people, demonstrating the willingness of Hamas to sacrifice Palestinian children and civilians, according to the Jerusalem Post. This is my message as an ex Hamas member, as a son of one of Hamas founders. Enough of that. If we don't stop them now, the next war is going to be deadlier, he explained. Morgan asked Yusuf what his response was to the pro Palestinian activists who blame Israel for the conflict, according to the Jerusalem Post. Since my childhood, hearing stories from those who are pro Palestine and from those who are using the so called Palestinian cause, they care the least for the Palestinian children and their future. I am the legitimate representative of the Palestinian children. The child within me speaks, he replied. I don't want someone coming from London or someone coming from the other side of the world to tell me what is the struggle of the Palestinian children, he added. The Palestinian children, the Palestinian society have been hijacked by these criminals, and anybody who takes their side is participating in the crime, Yusuf said. He also said true Palestinians don't want their own state that will only be led by corrupt people, the Post reported. We don't want a Palestinian state. I don't want a Palestinian state. Palestinian children need education, they need security, they need life. This is what they need, and they